Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Restorations and Repairs. Check this beauty out. I love launch products. I have the X431 S3 Pro and this is the X431 Pro Elite. We're going to take a look at this one today. I'll give you my opinion of it. I'll compare it to the S31 or S Pro and S3 Pro, whatever it is, and we'll go. Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms Restorations and Repairs. We're going to check this really nice pro level scan tool out. It's the Launch X431 Pro Elite. It's brand new on the market. It is an 8-inch tablet and it is Bluetooth, for the dongle. It is really cool from what I've been reading, and I'm looking forward to taking it open and finding out what makes it tick. And that's what we're going to do right now. So if you're looking for an in-depth video, this is the one, my friends. This is the one. I'm going to go through and we'll try to figure out all it can and everything it cannot do. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing. Nice blow molded case right out of the gate. I'm digging that. Open up the... Okay, got a nice piece of foam here. And there it is. Wow. I can get it out. There it is. Yeah, so this looks very much like its bigger brother, which I have. Look at that. Very nice. So USB port, charging port, power, plug-in for the cable. On the back we do have a rear-facing camera, and we do have a nice stand / you can hang that on the steering wheel. So that's nice. Let's take a look at the top here. And we have the cable. So there is our cable. There is our charging cable. Let's see what else we got. Looks like some adapters for some other models, which is pretty cool. So it might be, let's see here. Yeah, we can do some, oh, I see. So we have power adapters. That's what we got here for different countries, because it does come with USB charging. That's a really neat idea, actually. Look at that. So for us, we want the US standard 120. So there it is. So we have that. And then we have our manual here. And warranty information. Model DADD-WD 8885A. Is this a vision test? Because I don't have my glasses on. I just blew that out of the water, didn't I? Wow, okay, so pretty in-depth, all in English. I mean, we're looking at 70 pages. Nice. Let me clear all this out. I know what you want to play with. You want to play with that, so let's play with that. And then we're gonna fire it up here on the bench, and then we're gonna take it out and plug it into a car and see what systems and subsystems it can get into. Let's do this thing. All right, let's fire this thing up for the first time. Power button up on top. And there we go. There's our launch screen. Gonna push that back a little bit just so we don't have any issues with viewing this thing. I want to make sure you guys are not getting the glare, which I know can be tough here sometimes. All right, but see how long she takes to load. I'll do this in real time. All right, so not bad at all on that. Here we are. It is Android based. Bam, boy, that was quick. Okay, so this is exactly the same user interface as as the other model that I have, the V Pro S3 Plus, I think it is. So really nice here. And before I do any of that, I'm gonna go home. I want to see what we're playing with underneath, share that with you. So let's see what we got here. About phone. Auto Smart Diagnostic Tool. So there is your model certification, emergency onset, hardware, AI system EN-E8-02. You guys can look that up. So with the launch, the other launch that I have, it was Lenovo underneath. This one here, AI system. So you can Google that and find out what the specs are from that. Android is Model 10, which is pretty up to date there, and probably capable of going to 11 if you wanted to. I was going to see storage 14. So we have 64 gig of available space, and 14% of that is used. So that's pretty massive amount of space for a scan tool. Lots for taking photos and that kind of stuff. So very nice. And of course, since it is Android, you can add stuff to it. And my other tool, I have added, I added Napa parts and advanced parts. I've also added Reddit and several like car forums and put those links on there so that I can go on and ask questions if I need to. Of course, you can also do YouTube on this. That won't be a problem either. Matter of fact, it's probably, surprisingly, it hasn't been installed, but you certainly can install it. So that's no big deal. All right, let's go back into the tool. And let's see here. Mall is if you were, I got to sign into the network. Give me 1 second, I'll do that. Okay, so we are in, I've activated the tool, as you can see. And 132 upgrades are available. So, oh my gosh, and there's a lot. I mean, there is a lot. I'm not going to go into that right now because I want to be able to show you the rest of this tool before midnight falls. So we'll get out of that, but we have them all. I want to go back into them all. I want to show you that. These are optional upgrades. I'll be honest with you, usually there's just not a whole lot that you need to upgrade on these. Tesla. That is one. If you're working on Tesla, I guess that would be something you might be interested in. A lot of these are going to be Chinese cars that aren't sold in the United States. So if you're using this in Canada and in the US, these like Kia Plus, Hyundai Plus, those are things. Clutch matching, I don't know that I've ever even come across that one, but there are some things. So they're there. That is all you have available. And you can see price-wise, they're not terribly expensive. Service upgrade, let's take a look at that. So standard renewal is $600 a year. That's about the going rate for any professional scan tools. And if you wanted to cut that price down, you can see I could just activate just a few of the many things it's going to be able to do. Or you can just buy single software. That would be high voltage battery diag, diesel particulate filter regen, engine power, intelligent cruise, and AC system relearn. So not even a ton of that stuff that's out there for you. And I don't know what other goods would be, but okay. So that would be, they might in the future offer something. They do offer like battery testers and stuff for the other scan tool. I assume this would probably end up being compatible with that. All right, let's get out of that. Vehicle coverage, of course, 132 updates. There's going to be a lot more vehicles on this list when that is all finished. But I'll just roll through. I'm not going to name all these, but it'll be every car you can think of short of Tesla and a whole lot that you just never even heard of. But like, exotics are in there. There's Lamborghini. I'm not going to say Land Rover is an exotic, but it's not one you see on the road very often in my part of the woods. I do work on about 4 or 5 of those a year. Well, I cover that. Lexus, great car right there. Mitsubishi, which is one of the cars we'll be playing with. Oil light resets, stuff like that. Saab, oh boy, I could say a lot about Saab. I worked on those for a while. Of course, the big ones are in here. Volvo, look at that, VinFast. VinFast has just in the last 6 months started selling cars here in the US. They're a Vietnamese company. The reason I know VinFast, they bulldozed my old house to build their factory down in Chatham County. So good for them. That was a nice house and a nice farm, but I guess now it's a parking lot. Actually, it's an off-ramp. All right, so we'll go in there, user information, that makes sense. Other modules, toolbox, we can record, we got a calculator, of course we got our browser, and it does have 2 browsers. It'll have Google Chrome, also has another browser in there I haven't used. Email, if you're gonna send freeze frames to customers, you can do it right through there. Camera, this does have a 5 megapixel camera. A little hard for me to show you, but there it is, a screen on the side of a screen there. So it does do that, and it does do video as well. Picture side is 8 megapixel. Anti-flicker is on, so pretty cool. All right. Actually, we'll go to video. Let's see what kind of settings we have for video. I mean, it's a freaking HD quality video. So that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Yeah. Wow, actually, that is really nice. I'm surprised at that. Tablet settings, we can go into that, but that's going to bring us back. It's just like a shortcut so you could stay inside of the program if you want to. Gallery is any pictures we've taken, so pretty cool. Toolbox, let's go in there. Immobilizer programming, yes, this is capable of programming keys and remotes. Just another thing that has used to be exotic, cost thousands, now not exotic and cost less than $1,000. It's just amazing, isn't it? All right, we'll back out of that. It does have ADOS, which of course I don't have any way of showing you any ADOS adjustments here at the house. I don't have that kind of alignment machine. Feedback form is if you run into a problem, and you might, sometimes when they update something, something gets corrupt and they don't realize it. These are huge programs. As you can see, they certainly keep up with updates. But you give them the feedback and say, hey, I tried to do battery matching on this BMW and it crashed. They tell them the car, when, so on and so forth, software, and suddenly and from out of nowhere, the next update comes along and it's fixed. So that's kind of cool. Tire pressure monitoring, remote diagnosis. I've never used it on the other tool that I have, but I'll tell you, it's literally you could have them hooked through this to your car, let them take a look at it, and they got skilled technicians who can give you an idea of what to do next. All right, well, software has been updated. It took, well, I don't know, maybe an hour. But now we are ready. So what I'm going to do is take this thing out to a car, 2004 Volvo, and we're going to plug it in and we're going to check it out. I'll go through the stuff. I think you'd be surprised at just how incredible these launch products are. Autel is another scan tool that I use a lot at work, and compared to the Autel, I actually prefer this. It's cheaper for software updates on this. It's cheaper for the scan tool up front, and as far as like how deep it goes, I have found this goes as deep as you'd want it to go. Cool. Well, we're going to go out to the car and we'll continue. All right, well, here we are on the scan tool in the car. I've got it plugged into a 2004 Volvo XC90. So we're going to roll down here and we're going to find our Volvo. There she is. And let's see what we got here. Let's see what she finds. So a lot of systems on these cars, driver's door modules, rear modules, central modules, upper modules, as well as ABS, traction control, engine, transmission, and so on. So we're going to see what she finds. Okay, we have our VIN number, 01 to 07, production years 2004, and we're ready to go. This is where I like the update that they've done. Health report. Let's see what she says. System scan. So it's going to go through everything it can, and I'm going to let you know, show you how long it takes. Driver's module, not equipped with this because it's not a diesel. Central electronic, we do have a fault. Driver's door information. Oh, dim, sorry. Phone module not equipped. Audio module not equipped. Climate control, it is equipped. Upper electronic module not equipped. SRS, no fault code. Steering wheel module not equipped. Some of these are saying not equipped. It is equipped. It just, I guess it's not noticing that there's a fault. Power seat has a problem. Driver's door module. Driver's door module, 8 problems there. That's nice. Come on, Volvo. But look at how quick it's rolling through these. I'm very happy that you see the speed at which this is diagnosing stuff. On par with the Snap-on scan tool. We have a Zeus at work, which has been the biggest disappointment of my adult career. I cannot tell you how much that sucker costs, but it is such a waste of money. All right, ECM, let's take a look. We can read the fault codes. Some of this stuff is pretty simple, right? But we're going to get into some not so simple parts of it. All right, this is kind of cool. So what we have here is, here's our results. And without going into anything, here are all the ones that were A-OK. Air quality sensor control system fault. By the way, if you ever see that and you take a look real close right there, that's your sensor. Take some compressed air and blow through there. That's all that is. It's got fuzz, dust and stuff that builds up in there, and it'll stop that teeny weeny little fan in there from rolling. So that's a reminder to do that. I can do that. All right, what else we got? We got a lot of problems with the driver's door module. Mirror motor control too low. Let me check the mirror. I'm not gonna, okay, that's probably intermittent because the mirror is currently working. Both mirrors are currently working, so good to see that. So what we have here is intermittent problems. Perhaps at some point the master switch was bad and they just never cleared the codes. rear view mirror potentiometer. There's a bunch of stuff here, but the mirror motor, all that is okay. So driver's door signal too low. The doors lock and unlock just fine, so I'm okay with that. Power seat model, memory button too slow. Well, you might not be able to hear it, but the power seat's working as well. So again, it's these Volvos, oh gosh, boy will they set some soft codes. So we can ignore that. Communication with the audio module is missing. Yeah, it's missing, all right. I've replaced that radio, which is, you know, old and wasn't working, with a nice radio that is working, HD radio, and a beautiful CB radio. So that's why that's there. ECM 928C control module, communication problems, faulty signal. Again, probably based on the rest of this stuff, based on low voltage. But what if you don't know what that means? Well, check it out. Press that button right there, boop, and we're going out onto Google. Cruise control signal missing. The low signal stored if the ECM detects that the set and set but plus buttons are pressed at the same time. The scan tool is touching the buttons, or it was a second ago. So that's probably what set that code. Isn't that interesting? And then you got all the information you ever needed if you wanted to fix that problem. So I love that about this. We don't have to go on to Identifix. We don't have to, although you can install Identifix on this and use it. I have it, that and All Data both installed on tools on the one that I have here, the Launch, the bigger one. So all these are here. Well, let's get out of that and let's get into system. I want to talk specifically to the system, and I want to see what kind of things we can see live. Okay, so we want to go into, we have ADOS, commonly used special functions, manually select, and manually operated special function. So I can reset the service light from here. I can actually set my key. So on these cars, for those of you not familiar with Volvos, if you have two keys, right, one for you, one for your wife or whatnot, and you both are different sizes, you both have different placements of the seat. Well, you can set your seat to exactly the way you want it, and then you can program it to that particular remote. So if she has her set of keys, you have your set of keys. When you unlock the car with your remote, it's going to know, hey, that remote, and it'll actually adjust the seat to that position. That's kind of a cool feature. Special functions. Now this one doesn't have a lot of this stuff, but this is just going to show you some of the stuff we have here. High voltage battery, transport mode, AdBlue, coolant bleed. I mean, you know, we're rolling through it. Control of the window. You can recalibrate your windows. So transmission reset. These are all things that you have as possibilities. Manually select. Well, I already know the car. Yeah, no. I'll let this thing find it again. We're going to let the car find itself, and then I want to get into a particular module, and we'll take a look at individual modules. In other words, what I'm trying to say here is this is not amateur hour. This scan tool is pro level, and that is a wonderful thing. Like the fact that for less than $1,000 you can get yourself, you know, let's go into ECM. All right, now let's see what special functions we have under ECM. So we can reset the adaptation of our throttle. We can do a test of the intake and cam control, and exhaust. So these are variable valve timing system. We could run an evap test if we want to, and then we have readiness code checks. I know that this car was just worked on, so I bet you the readiness has not been set yet, but who knows? Let's see. Look, here's the codes we have. They're all soft codes. I don't have a check engine light on right now, but look at it all. Evap system code, brake pedal sensor code, no kidding. Intermittent, apparently, low voltage, I bet. Vehicle speed sensor is set because I haven't moved. Those two, I bet you, because I haven't moved the car yet. And this one here, we just know is intermittent in there. So I can send a report of that, and I could say, okay, here's my notes. I will need diag time to fix car, right? And I can say my shop name and all that stuff and send it off. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll show you what comes up. Customer name, repair order number, zip code. I can do all that stuff, and I can just hit OK. And here's my repair, right? This is what I can freeze frame and send. Mileage, all that. I'll save it. And it's going to save your computer as well as You can mail that off to somebody if you want to. Pretty neat, huh? These launch tools are, I swear, compared to just about anything else I've played with, that's incredible. All right, so let's go. I don't know, actuate. So I have the engine running, so I can't do this, but I can command these things to happen. Well, we can probably turn on that. Might not do it because the car is running. Yep, it did it. Check engine light on. Turn it back off. I have to be careful what I turn on and off. Oh, and there it goes. I have to be careful what I turn on and off with the car running, but the battery's kind of weak on this car, and leaving it on to do all this fun stuff would definitely upset the... We have engine cooling fan control. That is probably one of the things I use the most on all cars. Hondas like to kill relays and fuses and stuff, and you're like, oh wait, is the fan actually working? Is it a relay? What's going on? Command it from the computer. If it works, then you know you're looking at maybe a throttle issue or a ECT issue or a relay or whatnot. We can open and close the throttle. Turbo control valve, that'll just click. Duty valve, those two you can just listen for the click. AC relay, you're listening for a click. These will chatter. So I mean, these are all things, and this is a relatively old car, 2004, right? And then you're able to do that. Then of course, if you're going to be doing any kind of actual work on a car, you're going to want to have the ability. Brake pedal, see, it said the brake pedal switch was no good, right? Let's see, we'll go with engine speed. Okay, so let's take a look at these. You're going to be able to want to watch. So what we have here is value on and off, compressor. You can watch that cycle as it turns on and off. I can rev the engine a little bit and then look at how it changes. Also checking out the engine speed. Brake light switch, does it work? Well, it does, so that must have been just a goofy thing. Now, if you want to look at it as a graph, here's your graph sitting there right at idle. A little low. I like to have it, you know, maybe a little higher, right around 800, but the AC's on. And you can see it do its thing. Now, you can do, back out of that, and we'll add a second thing. Well, yeah, we'll add that too, right? Now, here's the throttle pedal going up and down. Pretty cool. So it definitely has all the functions we want there, and we can compare those two samples. So here it is, standard sample at idle, 0.4 to 0.83. Standard sample, 640 to 50. That's a lot. That's pretty high for idle. 720. So right from here, I'm like, okay, is this normal? Yeah, bingo. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist, even though if you're working on cars, you ought to be. But this will help you with that. All right. All right. So a lot of cars are able to get into that module, but let's take a look at some of the other ones. Let's look at driver's door module. It said it was having all kinds of weirdness, right? So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the special functions. Programming the soft stop. So your windows, when they go up and down. Right. See how it just came back down? That means it needs to be programmed. If I click and hold that a little bit, it will. So, heck, let's initialize the window position right now. Ignition on. Move the window to its upper position using manual control. Initialize it. Window will lower approximately and then close again. Okay. Initiate driver's window, F1. Here it comes. Processing. Ooh, you might not be able to hear it, but it's clicking. You can see it's processing. It's thinking. I can hear it doing stuff in the door. It's testing the motor. There it goes down. There it goes up. There it goes down. There it goes up. And guess what? It's initialized. So now it stays up. So you just call, you have a customer who has a dead battery and the battery comes back to life and it's doing that. Well, now you know how to fix it. Awesome. Okay, let's get out of that. So, I mean, is this, hopefully this is helping. Actuation test, can can I move windows up? So if I have a switch that is non-functional, and I'm like, well, is it this switch? Is it the switch in the back, or is it the motor? Well, I can command to go down if I want to do, right? Watch this. I press the start button here. So now I know the wiring and the motor and all that is working, so I know I got a switch problem. Did that just help? Like, this is a pro level scan tool, and I know this is going to be a stupid long video, but it needs to be, because there's so much stuff you can do with a pro level scan tool. And I think you know, your new techs or newer techs, they don't really realize the stuff these can do. They're just so used to go in, read a code, and get out. That's not what we got here. We got stuff that can do a whole lot. Data stream, if I want to check my switch, right? Okay, let's go back to that switch. Okay, front right auto switch. Is it working? Yeah. So I just tested the driver switch. Now I know that if I have a problem, it must be on the switch over there. You understand how you can just sit in a car and make $120 an hour working on cars? This is how it's done. This is how you diagnose stuff the easy way. You don't sit there and tear a door apart with a test light. You can, sure. If you got a tool like this, you don't have to. All right, let me get out of that. I guess, I don't know. I could go on literally all day with this. I could make an 8-hour video on this, and I probably should. Maybe I'll make part 2 and 3 for this. You know, in my other tool, which is literally identical to this, but larger, a little better screen size for me, for my blindness, I can show you all this, and I can go into some of that deep level stuff. So if you're a tech or a new tech and you want to learn more, you let me know, and I'll help you learn more. Till next time, my friends, take care.